Hello everyone. It's roughly 5 in the morning. I have something to share. This is the second time within about a week. Jesus is like woken me up and has told me to read the book of Daniel. And then specifically today, or this morning, it was starting from Daniel 3 to Daniel 6. If you haven't read it, you're not familiar, read it before you watch the rest of this. Chapter 3 and 4 is Nebuchadnezzar. Chapter 3 is more of Nebuchadnezzar and the Hebrew boys. And then 5 is about Belshazzar and the writing on the wall. And chapter 6 is about Daniel and the lion's den. So I'm just going to kind of share, and I'm going to clarify some things so that nothing's kind of taken out of context here. So what I have written here: Nebuchadnezzar is America and the Hebrew boys are my children. This first sentence, when I initially wrote it, I thought it was talking about like Christians, but as I got halfway through writing down what he was telling me to write down, he made it clear that what he means by my children, he's talking about Israel. Enough is enough. Turn away from your gods that you worship, or you shall fall. Your pride and arrogance cannot save you. Your money cannot block my wrath. As the writing was on the wall for Belshazzar, so will it be for you. Your blatant disrespect for my name, for my people, for my ways. Enough is enough. You know what you have just done only benefits you. Return what is owed and stand by my people, or they will see the end of your days. So, like, I'm not trying to be no fearmonger or anything. I got to be obedient to what the Lord is telling me to say. I just kind of stopped and meditated. I was like, what do you mean by this, Lord? And something is going on that we're not being told, that common people aren't being told by the media. The feeling, or what he was kind of showing, was America has turned against Israel in some kind of way behind closed doors, and it's not being pushed what happened by the media or anything. We're kind of stepping back, and it has to do with something, or it has to do somewhat with the elections that are coming. Like they're trying to save face with the campaign and get as many votes as possible, and they're stepping back on some things that they're supposed to be doing, and standing up and protecting Israel. And then for Daniel chapter 6, this is more for what's to come. And when I get into the second part of what I was being told from a few days ago, it'll make sense what this part is for. So for Daniel 6, he was saying, no matter what's to come, do not let anything or anyone stop you from saying or praising the name of Jesus. No law, no weapon, no person. And so going on from this, well, before I go to the next part, let me stop and say with chapter 5, the writing on the wall, go and read chapter 5, specifically the verses 24 through 28. Jesus was making it very clear that, this is what he means when I said, as the writing was on the wall for Belshazzar, so will it be for you. Like, this is what America is in danger of. When you read it, you'll know. Just read it, please. So for the next part that was relating to Daniel 6, February 15th, today's the 18th, about 3 days ago, February 15th, I kept hearing war, famine, persecution, like over and over and over again. And then I read Matthew 24, 6 through 14. And it's not the only time I've heard this phrase like this. For the last year, just been every once in a while here, war, famine, persecution, but he wanted me to write it down this time and kind of explain these 3 parts. So for the first one, war, He was saying we will not be on the winning side of the next major war. Like, America's been a powerhouse, we're a superpower, but it's not gonna quite go our way if whenever we get into this next war that's coming, this big war, which I have a feeling it's gonna be a world war. Just many major countries are gonna be involved. It's not gonna be what we saw in Afghanistan and Iraq. This is gonna be near peer type stuff. For famine on the land. And he kind of brought to my attention the train derailings. At the time, he told me immediately, or let me not say Jesus was telling me immediately when those things were happening, like, it wasn't an accident. Something was happening. It may not have been our government doing it, but something was happening, and these were done on purpose. And he brought attention to the bodies of water that were near these train derailings. The media kind of talked about it, but they didn't do too good of a job reporting on it. But a lot of these bodies of waters that these trains were derailing near, those bodies of water supply some farmland, like for some crops and for animals and stuff. And this is gonna either lead to a famine, or people are gonna be consuming products that aren't that healthy. The media wasn't being transparent with everything, and they were failing to report on some other things. But that was one big thing, famine, and it had to do with the train derailings and the chemicals going into the water. Feel free to look up where those trains derailed, and then just look up the nearest bodies of water to where they derailed, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And look at where farmland is near those bodies of water. It's just something to be aware of. Like, start preparing and getting just, non-perishables. And for persecution, so this one, I don't recall when I had this vision. I don't think I have a date written down for it. But for persecution, I had this strange vision where I was like sitting and talking about, there was this flag. The flag, it was solid white, and it had a gold cross on it, and it was supposed to stand for Christianity. And I was talking about it, and I was telling people, it was like this news platform, I guess. And I was telling people, hey, if other people can promote their ways and sin, we need to promote what we believe in, our faith in Jesus. And I was saying, fly the flag high on your churches, on your cars, just on everything. Let it be shown, pretty much like let your light be shown. But there was this feeling, I was apprehensive at first to say it, because I was like, if I say this, I know they're going to use it in a wrong way. And so there was this feeling that some people were going to take that flag and give it to a group of bad people, and they were going to do something terrible to make whoever had that flag look bad. And so what the Lord was showing me was there's like going to be a false operation done on purpose, and persecution will follow. And so what I mean by that, let's say if the entirety of our government was just 100 people, it's just an example. If it was just 100 people, most of those people are doing the right thing, right? But then 3 or 4 of those people out of the 100 would make this happen. So there's like a small group of people that dislike Christianity, dislike Jesus, and they're going to try and make something happen to make Christians look bad, and then major persecution in America will follow. What I was saying, it was literally like these people had the flag, and they walked it over to a group of people and was like, go do something terrible. And this group of people went with this flag and did something that no one liked, that it looked super bad on Christians, to where everybody was pointing the finger like, hey, look how bad these people are. So that's what I have to share. I'm up this early in the morning sharing it, because it's pretty obvious if I didn't get this out, I wasn't going to be able to sleep. So I've got to be obedient to what the Lord is telling me. But just to clarify, because I know someone may make the comment, I know that the story in Daniel was written well before America was formed. This was just an example story for what America needs to. It's just an example story. I'm not saying quite literally that Nebuchadnezzar is America in the Bible. I'm not saying that. It's just an example of what the Lord was giving me to show me that something happened between America and Israel. America is following some type of false way and was trying to get Israel to come along. And there's some type of division, and they're turning their back on Israel behind closed doors. And we're not seeing the entirety of that. That's what he was showing me. Just to clarify. Like I said, it's early in the morning. I'm trying to get everything out that was shared with me. If I missed something, because I'm kind of tired right now, I'll put in the comment and pin it. But that's what the Lord gave me. As I said in the other videos, you don't have to believe anything I'm saying. I'm not the Bible. I'm not the be-all, end-all. I'm not, go before the Lord. Go before Jesus in prayer on this. And all I care about is that you have a relationship with Jesus Christ. If you get nothing else out of this, I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm not trying to make people scared of anything. This is just what the Lord has for me to share. If you get nothing else from it, just come to faith in Jesus Christ. If you've been kind of just walking away from it, come back to Jesus. That's all this is really for. Just come to Jesus. He's giving me some stuff to warn about. Something is soon to happen. It's on the way. Just be prepared and come to faith in Jesus Christ and have a relationship with him.